Morning, Jackson. Good morning. Time to get up. It's early morning. We have to get on the road today. Okay? Let's go. Soon, Marvy, Jackson, and I were headed down from Seattle onto the Bremerton Ferry to head over to the Olympic Peninsula. What we wanted to do is to follow the peninsula all the way around from the Straits of Juan de Fuca down the coast and into Portland. But before we had to do that, we had to get onto the ferry itself and bid farewell to one of my favorite cities, and that is, of course, Seattle, Washington. This is where I lived for over 17 years and where I got my degree at the University of Washington. Anyway, after the great ferry ride, it was time to disembark from the ferry and head over, before we actually crossed over into the Olympic Peninsula, to head up to Port Townsend. And Port Townsend is a little artistic community right up by the Straits of Juan de Fuca, where if you've never seen the movie Officer and a Gentleman, this little town is where it was filmed. But after visiting another friend, Cliff, here, it was time to actually head on to the peninsula itself. Okay, so here's a question for you. What happens if you're in a place where it rains for 2 or 3 days, heavy cloud cover, and your solar panels aren't enough and your battery's not enough and you run dry? Well, some people carry generators and crank them up. Other people will pay for pretty expensive RV sites or campsites at $25 to $35 or more a night, and they just write that off of the price of doing business as a nomad. However, another option is to check out some of the casinos. And there's a lot of casinos on Native American reservations. Most of them do not have power, but you can just park on a reservation, a casino parking lot, wherever you might see something like this, a herd, a flock, a murder of RVs, and park next to them. And however, we are at a casino in the Northwest on the Olympic Peninsula, just a little bit east of Sequim and Port Angeles. And this casino is a little different. You actually have to register. You have to go inside, tell them you're going to spend the night or 2. They ask you how many nights you want to be here. They don't ask you if you're going to gamble or eat in their buffet or whatever, but they do need to get you need to get a membership card, which you use in those slot machines and things. And then so you have to provide them your identification, contact phone number, things like that. For some people, that's like too much of an invasion of privacy. But for me, what's really cool is it's a very safe place to stay. They've got cameras and security guards. But this one is very special because it actually provides you at no cost power and water. No sewer lines hook up, no dumps or anything like that. But most of these RVs are pretty self-contained. So you've got the power right over here. And we ran a power line from here. They have the regular 30, 50, and 110 power outlets there, and the breakers for them. And 250s, it looks like, a 30 and a 20. So pretty cool. And then they also have water, fresh potable water. So it's all pretty cool. So anyway, if you feel like you need a place to stay, maybe if any of you have had bad experiences at casinos, write them in the comments below. But I really think that I've never had a bad experience camping at a casino. parking lot. Of course, on weekends they're going to be far more crowded, and always check to make sure that it's legal for you to do that. Some of them might not allow you to do it, but it's another resource for being a nomad on the road that you may want to consider. So anyway, now we're out on the road again, deeper into the Olympics. Take care. Soon we entered the Hoh Rainforest, part of the Olympic National Park. I think I would be disappointed if it was not raining. The thing about the Hoh Rainforest is you never know what wildlife you're going to see. Here we came upon a large herd of elk. So this is our campsite in the Hoh Rainforest at the Hoh National Park campground. Taking Jackson for his little walk right by the river. The mist just coming through the mountains over there with the sun. Not a bad quiet campsite. Hey, there's a couple things. I know there's a lot of folks like us that actually never or very rarely camp in national parks. But again, I have the America Pass, which is for seniors, which I are. If you're 62 or older, it's $20 a year. Everybody else, it's $80 a year. But if you're going, for us, it pays for itself even if you're to go to one national park. But clearly, living on the road, we go through quite a few of them. But the other really big advantage is that all camping is usually 50% off. So we did splurge, and we got this campsite, but it was only $10. So I think every now and then we can budget in $10 just for the fact that it has running water, bathrooms, very clean here at the Hoh Rainforest National Park, or the Hoh River National Park, or not the Hoh River National Park, the Olympic National Park. I don't know what I'm thinking so early in the morning. Anyway, let's go. Well, we made it. We made it all the way across the United States to the Pacific Ocean today. We are down in the Washington coast, just a little north of Oregon. And I would say the fun thing is we made it. The sad thing was I was hoping I would make this on foot, walking across America, but again I had to stop about a half a country before that. I only got to do about 1,700 miles. That's about it for this week. We just swung around the Olympic Peninsula. We found some places to camp which were nice, and other places we just couldn't stop at. They just weren't anything that I was really excited about. So the main point is from here we go leave Washington State, head south. Before we get to Portland, we're going to stop in and see some friends of ours who we had met in Mexico, Linda and Bobby, and they are in the Portland area vicinity, and we are going to spend a couple days with them, kind of relaxing, and then I think probably be boondocking and camping through Oregon, kind of taking our time. It's still too hot to hit Nevada, but once we get to Nevada, we're going to have to see our doctors and do our stuff because we're domiciled in Nevada, and so it's just kind of the thing to do is do our annual checkups and eyeglasses and maybe dental. And whatever we can't get done there, maybe this winter we will go again to the desert around Yuma and go into Mexico to Algodones to do some dental work if we need to have that done. But that's kind of it for this part of Washington. Man, it was so good to be back, and Jackson's just pulling me. Let go. Okay, go ahead. Go run around. There he goes. Anyway, that being said, I'm going just to remind everybody that when I was walking across the United States, I was trying to build awareness to homesonwheelsalliance.org. And they are, I'm not doing it as much now because I'm not walking across the United States, but still in this day of the virus, and if things don't change politically, right now we're on track to have a lot of people who haven't paid rent for a long time because they haven't worked actually be evicted. And so the amount of homeless people, people like you maybe, will find themselves in a tough spot. And so here, I would just like you to know that if you are fortunate, if you are somebody that can afford a little bit of extra and you just don't want to go to our Patreon page and help support us, definitely visit homesonwheelsalliance.org. They're really doing the best they can with the money they have and they're getting to provide alternative housing for people who need it. So go to the website, look them up, form your own opinions, and then do what you think is right. That's all I want to say about that. Their links are going to be down below also, Homes on Wheels Alliance. Certainly would appreciate your help reaching out to people who are in need and that society has forgot. It ties directly in with the new movie coming out, Nomad, and also with the book. I would read the book too if I were you. I'll throw a link down below for the book. And the movie's coming out probably in mid or early December, so be sure to watch that. Until then, that's it. Go ahead and click the thumbs up, Share if you can with your friends. We're trying to get over 1,000 people on our following us on our YouTube channel. And if you do want to support us, you can go down to the Patreon links below. And as always, even though it may sound like I say it every video, I truly mean it, and Marvy does too. Thanks so much to our Patreon folks. Also, again, write comments below with anything that you have questions about or you would like to talk about. I do answer my notes and comments. Okay, see you then. Bye-bye.